Hello everyone and welcome to this Visto video on how to get a study permit in Canada. I'm going to try and pack all the information you need to know about applying for a study visa just in the next couple minutes. So let's jump right into it. So what are the study permit requirements? So this is actually applying to Immigration Canada for your visa. The first is a letter of acceptance from what's called a designated learning institution. So the college or university that you're going to be applying to has to be on the DLI list. It's easy to find this on the Immigration Canada website. We'll provide a link for it as well in the post below, where you can make sure that the school is on the DLI list. But the first step, really the key to getting started, is getting an acceptance letter from a college or university. Make sure to sign up for the Visto portal if you haven't already. We have some resources to help you find the right college and university as well. You're also going to need a medical exam or police certificate, most likely. This can depend on what country you're coming from, so not every country does require the medical exam and police certificate, but that's something you will figure out when you actually create your online account, and they will tell you, based on your country, whether you need to give one or two or none type thing. But keep in mind, those may be a requirement for you. You're going to need, of course, IDs, so copy of your passport photos, stuff like that. Pretty straightforward for most immigration applications. And you're going to need proof of financial support. This is extremely important, so I'm going to go into more detail in just a second. Lastly, a letter of explanation. This is basically a letter that you can draft explaining why you want to come to Canada, that you understand your roles and responsibilities as an international student, and why you want to come for that particular program and stuff like that. Proof of financial support, again, extremely important. You basically have to show that you can support yourself for the length of your program if it's shorter than a year, or for your first year if you're taking a program that is longer than a year. So these numbers are right off the Immigration Canada website. You can see the first year, if you're coming alone as a student, $10,000, not including tuition. So you need to prove that you can afford tuition plus $10,000 for living expenses. If you're including a family member, this could be a spouse, a common law partner, or dependent children, then you're going to have to show additional funds as well. Now, what counts as proof for financial support? I'm not going to go into detail on all of these because it's a long list, and our blog post and portal also goes into much more detail on how you can do this. But here's a quick list of it from the Immigration Canada website. So you can see it could be a GIC, could be just showing bank statements, student loans, proof you paid tuition, letter from whoever's covering your expenses, etc., etc. Pretty straightforward, but I'll leave that to you to check in more detail once you're actually ready to start moving forward with the application. The validity of the study permit is typically for the length of your program plus 90 days. So if it's a 2-year program, 2 years and 90 days, etc., etc. They want to give you some time to actually complete the program and then submit, in most cases, your post-grad work permit, which will allow you to stay and work in Canada once you've completed your program. If you're coming on a conditional acceptance, they will give you a study permit for the length of those courses that you have to take first, plus 1 year. And then what you can do is, if you get accepted into the main program, you can apply to extend it from there. Now, processing times of the study permit application, these again depend, varying based on what country you are applying for. It can be anywhere from a few weeks to a few months. What you want to do is go on the IRCC website, because these processing times change week to week, and you can see what the average processing time is for your country. Just as a quick example, in India right now, and we're in almost the middle of October, the average processing time is 7 weeks as per their website. Now, a quick caveat to the average processing times applies if you want to come through the student direct stream. This is a 20-day processing program for the study permit. It does require some additional things, such as taking the IELTS and getting a GIC, a Guaranteed Investment Certificate. But if you are a legal resident in one of the following countries, you can apply through the student direct stream and access that 20-day processing, which is obviously awesome. So China, India, Morocco, Pakistan, the Philippines, Senegal, or Vietnam, if you're a resident in those countries, definitely read more of our guides on the student direct stream, because you can unlock that 20-day processing. Let's quickly talk about fees. To apply for the study permit, $150. This is going to the government, can't get around it. If you're including a spouse for the open work permit, $255, and then an additional $100 to $150 per child depending on what age they are. Biometrics will be $85 per person if you have to give them. Most countries now do have to give them, or $170 if you are including family members. You're also going to want to keep in mind health insurance. This depends on the province, and usually the college or university will set you up with some good insurance providers as well. Now, if you want to work while you're studying, it can depend on your study permit, and you will see this on your final study permit once you receive it. But you can work, in most cases, as I said, up to 20 hours per week on or off campus while you're studying full-time, or while you're on a scheduled break, so summer break, Christmas break, you can also work full-time. For co-op, this usually requires a special work permit, but the school will help with that. Lastly, what do you do after? If you want to stay in Canada after you graduate, many programs make you eligible, as I mentioned, for what's called the post-grad work permit that allows you to stay and work in Canada. Once you get 1 year of Canadian work experience, it makes it a very smooth path to getting PR through what's called express entry, and then 3+ years being physically present in Canada could lead you to citizenship. So that's it for this presentation. If you liked it or you want to learn more, make sure to check us out at visto.ai. We have plenty of blog posts. And if you sign up for the Visto portal on the visto.ai website, we have complete guides on the study permit, on the postgrad work permit, as well as how to get permanent residency and much more. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.